I love math, so I'm here to remind not to write in ink, but use pencil, because everyone makes mistakes and everyone has those days. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, don't write in ink.
Hey guys, let's go over the 7.5 Mr. Eng IM3 Module 2 test, 2.1 to 2.5 on polynomials. This is version B. Multiple choice directions, circle the best answer. Question number 1, circle the correct answer given the following graph. So here I have G. G is touching which axis? That would be the y-axis. So that is the y-intercept. A y-intercept touches the y-axis. Number 2, starting from point D to point B. Starting at D to B. Well, I notice going from left to right on the roller coaster, it's going down. So this would be decreasing. Which of these points has a local maximum of 15? Maybe this is 10, 15, 20, so 15, this would be point A. The function has how many zeros? 1, 2, 3 zeros. And the graph has symmetry that is what? Symmetry means reflection, so evenly, it's my silly phrase, that is a symmetrical of a line of the y-axis. So is that graph folded like that? No. Okay, odd. You have something coming up at 3. And does that same thing over here? Close, but then if you look at this hill, this is 1, 2, 3 boxes or 15. This one doesn't go that far. And also notice that it's not at the origin. Okay, so this would be neither. Again, odd would be symmetrical if you're folding this corner to this corner or this quadrant to this quadrant. This one's pretty close. I call it a tree. This one's a really big hill. This is a smaller hill. Question number 2, multiple choice. Complete the sentence to describe the end behavior. This is the end behavior sentence, and I'm going to quickly draw a graph. This is an even degree, so it should be like this. But because it has a negative leading coefficient, your graph's going to be going down. The easiest even we know is x squared, like the pink. So now it's going to be this way. This one says as x approaches negative infinity, so this is going to the left. Here's the x-axis. As we go towards the left, what's happening to the graph? It is going down. So this would be up, and this would be down. So our correct answer is B.
Alright, let's go through this. Can fill in the blank circle so that each row that's going left to right, and then a column is going up and down. Contain the numbers 1 to 3. A cage, this is a cage. Notice how it's a solid dark. Those two numbers will add up to 4, and we cannot have any repeat numbers. So the freebies right here, it's telling you it's a 2, and the other ones above it are the math operations. So this one's saying plus 4. So I can do something like 3 and 1, or 1 and 3. And it's okay to guess for now, and then you can come back and just make them up. So I noticed that these two numbers have to add up to 3. So if I can't choose 3 and 2, then I'm probably gonna switch this one. 3, 1. Then I could do something like 2 and 1. And it's nice to look ahead. These two numbers subtract to be 2, so that would be 3 and 1. Notice I can't do 1 and 3 here because these numbers would repeat. And then just look at the numbers we're missing. So this is a 2 and a 3, and I think that works.
Number 4, fill in the blank, use the function to complete, and the leading coefficient is the number in front of the highest degree. Probably the most common mistake would be -3. This would be wrong because it's not in the highest degree. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1. That's why I call it a 1. And then 16 is 16x to the 0. So the leading coefficient would be this one, which would be 6. Guess I could give you partial points if you said the word positive. But it's meant to be a number. We know that 6 is positive. Question number 5, multiple choice. Use the table of values for the function. So they've given me this function, and a relative minimum is located near. Alright, so in this question, I just graphed the order pairs using Desmos. And I didn't allow you guys to use a Desmos, so if you're just graphing this really quickly. And of course, you couldn't do this function by one. You see the line. You can kind of see that here there's a low point. So this is, you only have 3 options. Your 3 options are -3. Now you might say that's a low point, but the graph, it's still going negative, so it's going down. And you can kind of see that if you saw the answer. But the point is that you would see that that's not a change from increasing to decreasing. You have also x equals -2. Again, that's still increasing, but you'll see the change here at this point. 0, x is 0, and then y is -2. So there's the only reason why you see a change right there. These are 2 negatives. So the minimum here is 0, x is 0, and y is -2. You can just put like a variable, because remember, anything to the 0 power equals 1. So that's still 26. So that is a polynomial, and this one is a polynomial. There's no variables. It's not a decimal or fraction up here, so this would both be A. Question number 7. Which of the following is a simplified form of the expression? I have a negative sign, so you can distribute the negative and change all the math operations. So I'm going to repeat this one, and I'm going to stack it vertically by like terms. And we're going to change all the signs, so positive 8x to the 3rd. And change this one to be 7x squared minus 9x plus 7. Now, because I already changed all the math operations, we are now adding. Because I changed all the math operations, we are now adding. So that would be 4, 11, -3, -13, and 12. And it looks like that would be choice B. Alright, let's go over the backside now. Question number 8. Which of the following is the expansion of x to j plus k to the 6th power? So to the 6th power, I just need to get the coefficients using the nth power. So that number was 6. So I'm just going to go on my list to find the 6th one. So that would be 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1. And the only one that has that, this one's missing a 1, so not this one. This one's counting down. 2, j to 1, j to 0, and 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1. Your choice for the question number 8 is A. Question number 9, determine the quotient, write as a dividend as a product of the divisor and the quotient plus the remainder. I'm going to do long division, or you can use synthetic division. X minus 5, 6x to the 4th minus 24x to the 3rd. minus 33x squared plus 20x plus 3. X goes into 6x to the 4th. There's 6x to the 3rd is your answer. And I'm going to put that up here. So we're just doing division, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat, multiply, pay attention, we got to subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0, and I'll have to write that. Negative 24, opposite of negative 30, so that's plus 30, so that'll give me 6x to the 3rd. And then I'm going to divide. Divide this by x. So that gives me 6x squared. Multiply. Subtract. That's going to be 0. Positive 30, so negative 3x squared. Bring it down, repeat. Divided by x. So I have negative 3x. Go up here. Multiply. Subtract. So that's opposite. So it becomes positive 3, negative 3 is 0. This will become 5x, right? 20 minus 15. Down. And here, it's just going to give you a 5. So let's bring it there. So multiply, subtract, and we'll get 28. So let's go ahead and just do synthetic division. It doesn't tell me how, so I've chosen any of these. Set it equal to 0. Add 5, x is equal to 5. So the common mistake is to put a negative 5 here. Then I'm just going to do the coefficients. Zero product rule, which I just did. I'm getting the coefficients from the polynomial, bring it down, multiply diagonally, add, repeat, and the last term remainder. So here are the coefficients. 6, negative 24, negative 33, 20, and 3. Bring down the first one only. We're going to multiply diagonally here, it gives me 30, and add down. Multiply, add down. Multiply, add down. Multiply, add down. The last one is my remainder. And you'll see how it's pretty much the same thing.
The dividend is a product of the divisor, so let's just use this using the box method. And this is going to go on the outside. And this is probably the most important one. 6x to the 4th goes on the inside. You're going to multiply on the outside. So 6x to the 3rd times x will give us 6x to the 4th. We can multiply again. Negative 30x to the 3rd. Negative 30x to the 3rd plus something, which we have to come up with, equals negative 24. So that's going to be a positive 6x to the 3rd. And then you just find the stuff on the outside. So that becomes 6x squared, negative 30x squared. These will add to be negative 33x squared. So that's going to be a minus 3x squared. And then we're just going to multiply. Negative 3x, 15x, 15x plus something equals 20x. That'll be 5x. This will be a 5, negative 25. Okay, this one's a little bit different. So you're left with just this number. This number plus this yellow number on the outside, which is our remainder, equals 3. So that means this one will be 28. Our remainder is 28. Negative 25 plus 28 equals 3. And then you can use that to write your sentence.
So this is synthetic division. So I have the dividend, which is in the inside. Is equal to the quotient. Plus the remainder. So my remainder is 28, so it's positive. And over the divisor. This will be my answer. Oops. Quotient, remainder. Oops, I forgot the divisor. Put it over here. So, x minus 5. So that's included in our answer. Okay, so if this is the remainder, this is the constant. This is the constant, so 28 is positive, 5 is positive. This becomes, you add an x. This one you're now going to have x squared, so, and 6x to the third. Remember, this can never be a fourth power because you just started with that. And this reduces the power, like that.
Okay. On the grid below, sketch the graph of the polynomial f of x given the criteria. So zeros are anything that touches the x-axis. We have 1, 3, and negative 2. As x approaches positive infinity, so x-axis, this is positive, negative, so this is left, right. So as I go towards the right, my f of x values, that one is negative numbers, is down. So let's go ahead and draw that. Let's note that with purple. So my purple one, this one, will be going to the right down. And then to the left will go, this one's up. Okay, and that means anytime I go through a 0, you can bounce, but you're only going through those points. Those are the only ticket booths to get into Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm. Okay, so that's 1. Let's try another one. Okay, we can do shoot through. I guess you can only do a shoot through there. Can we do a bounce off here? guess that's kind of possible. And the other one is you can do a bounce off of here. Guess you can go through and bounce, something like that. So you have an odd degree, negative leading coefficient.
If you love my pretty much, let's begin to try it with me and you will get the score. Better, better, better score, and then try again with me. Let's begin again right now. Again.